Hello, welcome back. You've just finished your video on how to do the wine tasting, and now we're going to talk through your first wine, which is La Pua from Cellar Comunica. Cellar Comunica is based in Montsant, which is in Catalonia in northeast Spain. And Montsant's a relatively new DO. It started in 2001, and it surrounds Priorat, which is a pretty famous area for making wine. You've probably heard of it. And both regions, Priorat and Montsant, are known for making big, powerful wines. The two founders of Cellar Comunica are Petri and Pep, and they're friends and winemakers. They've traveled, worked with different wineries all around the world, but they wanted to come together and do a project. And the one thing they really wanted was granite soils, and they found that in the town. They're based in Falset up in Montsant. The Comunica, the name actually means the line is busy, and that's a bit of a reference to they're always on the phone trying to make things happen. And then La Pua itself. So that is, Pua means graft, and it's because the grapes, Garnacha, that they use have been grafted onto old Syrah roots. And the other meaning it has is, in the local language, it's a bit of slang for to mess around with. And that's a little bit of a joke that they've changed the Syrah grapes into white grapes. So, haha, there's the joke. So La Pua itself is made from three garnachas. We've got Garnacha Blanca, which you've probably heard of, Garnacha Gris, which means gray garnacha. It's got a rosy kind of grayish pink color on the skins. And the last one is actually a red grape called Garnacha Peluda, and it means the hairy one because it's got this kind of downy, fuzzy leaf. So this is a blend of all three for this vintage, which is 2019. They work organically up there, which means they don't get to use all of the grapes. We got to meet the winemaker a couple years ago, and what he said was 2019, they were lucky they could use all three vineyards, all three grapes, but 2020, the Garnacha Gris got downy mold and they weren't able to use it. So while they try to keep the style consistent year to year, they have to change it just because they work organically and they can't make nature follow along everything they want to do. How annoying. So this is a wild fermented wine. It's all done in stainless steel, and that's because they really want to showcase the purity and the freshness of the grapes. So all three garnachas. The color, you can see it's quite golden, even though it's not seen any oak. And when you go to taste it, it has this richness without being an oaky wine. They only do about 3,000 bottles a year. It's unfiltered and unfined, but you can see how clear it is. You wouldn't even know that it wasn't unfiltered or unfined. And when you go to smell this one, we call it the stony white because to me it smells so much like walking by a river and you get that waft of fresh air, the smell right after it starts to rain, petrichor. And then I also got a ton of bruised apple in there. I get some real nuttiness, kind of like hazelnut creaminess. And then when you taste it, you notice it's quite fresh, but it's got almost a creaminess to it. And that's because it's gone through something called malolactic fermentation, where the green malic acid, so like a green apple acid, has turned into lactic acid, so a much creamier acid. So you get this kind of lovely roundness. I think it's a really long finish, quite elegant, really great on its own, or try it with food. Pairs lovely with kind of creamy pastas, the creamy rice dishes, fish it goes really nicely with. So there we are. That is La Pua from Cellar Comunica. I hope you enjoy. You've got the tasting notes for your other wines. Off you go, and happy birthday. See you later. Bye.